Welcome to Record 9, Chris.
And I'm Ryan.
And today's actually new release Minisode day.
Yeah, finally another one of these, a review.
We do a bunch of these now.
Yeah.
pretty stoked on it. But before we get into that, if you want to get a hold of us, how can they?
We're pretty much everywhere. We got Facebook at Record Night. We're on Twitter at Record_Night. We're on Instagram at Record Night Pod, all one word. And we're on email at recordnightpod at gmail.com.
That sounds right.
I've said it enough times at this point. You think I'd remember it?
Yeah. So the record talking about today is Russian Circle's Gnosis.
Yeah, new album by post-metal, instrumental metal, post-rock band.
Something like that. Like they've been around since 2006, and I actually remember hearing them when they came out in 2006, and I've been following them more closely since Impros. But this is their their eighth record, eighth point, and it's this is something you and I have been looking forward to.
I like Russian Circles quite a bit. And yeah, this album's a good one. I think I'm just gonna dive right in on what I feel about it.
I do want to say that they're from Chicago.
That's important information before we get our opinions out of the way.
Mike Sullivan plays guitar. Dave Turnkrantz, the rhythm man, and Brian Cook, formerly played for Botch.
Oh yeah,
he plays bass for this. Yeah, and I think it's important to mention because Botch are one of those seminal metalcore bands that everyone talks about
that I've never listened to.
Ooh, might have to change that. We'll see. But yeah, let's get into Russian Circles. This record. So listening to this, it's kind of unmistakably Russian Circles to me.
Mm-hmm.
They have a certain style, even if there's no vocals. I think that they are pretty good at projecting themselves the type band they want to sound like. And if someone showed me this, I'd be like, and I didn't know, I'd be like, is this Russian Circles? And I'd be right. But
right.
Yeah, but it's a pretty killer record. But the thing is about Russian Circles is I don't know exactly where they go from here.
If I were to guess, I would say they go exactly where they're currently at.
Yeah.
I love Russian Circles and I love every album, but they're probably like the most consistent band I listen to. It's like every album, you know exactly what you're going to get because it's just like, this is the Russian Circles album. Like, it doesn't seem like they're really kind of like interested in branching out too much. They're just kind of doing their thing and they do it really well. Yeah, but if you put on just a random mix of every Russian Circles album, I don't think I could ever tell you what album a song came from.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, because like you said, consistent. And I don't want to say they repeat themselves, because I think they're bangers in every single record they've had. But I don't know if like innovation's really in the cards for Russian Circles.
Right. And I guess I don't mean it as necessarily a bad thing, because it gets consistent. No. They're consistently releasing just like really good music that I enjoy.
Yeah.
But this, like, if you liked Blood Year, you'll really like this, because
I actually like this a bit more than Blood Year.
Oh, I like Blood Year a bit more.
Yeah,
because I think Blood Year had a little bit more kind of like chuggy riffage.
Okay.
Because on this album, my favorite track on here is Conduit.
Oh, okay.
Which sounds like a Blood Year track.
I think part of also when it comes to they have changed a little bit. Like, for example, starting I think with Memorial, they actually made their songs like kind of like song length. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're like 3-4 minutes. You know, but Intern Station Geneva and Impros, those songs, they're long. They're like 7-8 minutes long. You know,
they leaned a little bit more into the post side of post metal earlier on.
Yeah,
but this one doesn't have all short tracks. I think the opening track is 7 minutes and the final track is 8-ish.
Yeah, you're right. But man, I really like Russian Circles. I've seen them live and they're fucking loud.
They're so
and it's
good.
great. Oh, dude! Like every time I see Russian Circles, I spend half the show looking at the drummer.
It's like three really, really good musicians.
Yeah, yeah. Dave Turnkrantz, man, that dude. Like we talked about Mike Sullivan. His big thing is like loops. He plays loops, loop pedal, and he just layers it on there. And imagine how good and steady you have to be rhythmically to not fuck with that loop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's always so surprising when you listen to a Russian Circles album. You're like, this is only 3 dudes.
I know it sounds like 7, or it sounds like to be so much more. And one of the things I noticed about this record, to me personally, when it comes to previous records, this one it has like a wall of sound with it. It's very
it really does.
Yeah, it's like very atmospheric. I think more so than Blood Year, even though that had a lot of atmosphere to it. I feel like this one you just enter a deep mist of fog, and I love that feeling from this record in particular, Gnosis. Right from the straight track, which I don't know how to pronounce, Tupolik, but and of course it looks like there's, I don't know if these are real words or Scandinavian words. I didn't really get into that because it didn't really matter to me what the name of the song is. But right from the first track, you sort of get into this world that doesn't leave you.
Yeah, it feels like there's not a lot of like riffs on it. It's kind of like he's like, almost like kind of like stretching out like chords, which I think gives it that more atmospheric sound.
Yeah, and it's not something I like. What am I trying to say here? I'm trying to pull the track listing because there's one track I want to talk about in particular on this. But like you said, when it comes to fucking consistency, they're always consistent. And the short track in here is one called O'Brien. O'Brien. It's like a minute. It's a minute 45 seconds, and it's something. It's just one single guitar, the loop, just that.
And it's like they give you like a little bit of like lightness in this because it's short, so it's like almost like a interstitial kind of thing. But they've been kind of rocking your head off for 5 tracks by this point.
Yeah, it sounds like it does sound like they. It sounds this. I think this may be the shortest Russian Circle record. I mean, 39 minutes is
30. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it goes by for me super quick. Like like any good record does, you want more of it after it's done. But yeah, I know some people didn't really like Blood Year. I still jam Blood Year. I think it's awesome.
I like Blood Year a lot, yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like it's I know I know where Russian Circles are going, and I'm fine with where they're at. If they want to set a shop where they are, I'm fine with it.
Oh yeah,
I don't think they innovate after this.
Yeah, I don't know what I want Russian Circles to do. I'm like, their release schedule is like every like 3-4 years or so, and you just get a really good album from them. Like I don't feel like they've released too much stuff. Like they're just in this nice little zone, this good consistent zone. I don't know how to describe it.
I mean, even with bands like Isis, Pelican, and all those other post metal bands, they're up there. They're like the Mount Rushmore post metal,
right? I agree.
Circles, and I'll follow anything they do after this. They always put out killer shit, so I'm very pleased with Gnosis.
Yeah, I recommend it. Check it out.
All right, I think that's all I'd say about that. Yeah, so yeah, if you guys like Russian Circles, you like this. If you don't know who Russian Circles are, why the fuck are you listening to this right now? Turn us off and pull up any other one of the records. They're all great.
Yeah, there's really no bad place to start.
Yeah, that's true. Like anyone says where I start with Russian Circles, like start anywhere. But you'll find plenty more music along with that one thing you choose to listen to. All right, guys, that's our review of Russian Circles Gnosis, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.